Good morning, students. By God's grace, we are stepping into this new academic year. I am Mrs. Sharina, a economics teacher. I am happy to teach you the subject economics. Now we will see what is economics. So economics is a branch of knowledge concerned with the production, consumption, distribution and transfer of wealth, that is exchange of money. Economics is a social science that studies how people interact with value in particular production, distribution, consumption and goods of services, that is goods will be related to services. Economic focuses on the behavior and interaction of economic agents. Economics is the mother of commerce and commerce is the branch of economics. Now we will move on to the first lesson, Introduction to Microeconomics. First we will see what is meant by economics. Economics means management of households, that is whatever product is used in the household is called as management of households. That's the product what the human wants is called as management of households. Next 22nd question. In this lesson we will see only the important contents of the lesson, whatever is needed to learn. Okay, define microeconomics. Microeconomics is a study of the economic actions of individual units, households, for households, firms or industry. That is, it studies how business firms operate and different market conditions and how the combined actions of buyers and sellers determine prices. This is about the microeconomics. Next we will see about what are goods. Goods means it's a product. In economics, the term goods and services also implies unless specified otherwise. It's also called as a product, things, etc. Goods and services satisfy human wants. Next we will see about the distinction between goods from services. Goods means a product, okay. It's a product which is tangible. Tangible means visible and transferable. It can be shifted from one hand to another hand. But services means intangible. It is invisible. Invisible means the services cannot be seen, isn't it? When you give a mobile or car for repair or service, can you measure it or value it? No. The service is done, isn't it? Like that is it intangible, non-transferable. That means it cannot be transferred from one position to another one. Name any two types of utility. Utility means usefulness. What are the purposes and usefulness in economics? Farm utility. If you have a bundle of cotton, it's no use, isn't it? It must be converted to a cotton cloth. Then only it is usefulness. That is called as farm utility. The cotton is converted into cotton clothes. That is called as farm utility. Time utility. Time utility means that is if you are getting a blood for an operation at a particular time, if you are getting it at that time you are getting the blood at right time, means it is called time utility. Whatever is needed at the right time you are receiving is called as time utility. Next one, positive economics. Positive economics means deals with what it is, that is accurate. Positive economics means deals with what it is accurate, which means analyzes a problem on the basis of facts and examines its causes. For example, any problem. At the time of a price increase, the causes must be analyzed. Why this price is increasing? For example, gold. Next one, give the meaning of deductive method. Deductive method, means deriving conclusions from general truths. For example, we can take a pandemic period, the virus, okay, we must derive the conclusion from general truth, how it is spreading, what is the purpose of the virus, all these things. And it takes few general principles and applies them to draw a conclusion. How we can overcome this virus? By vaccination, by herbal medicines, all these things will be taken into consideration. It is also called as analytical and abstract. Analytical means relating to, and abstract means something abstract, accurate, okay. Next we will see about the definition, scarcity definition of economics. That is, scarcity means shortage. That is scarcity definition by Lionel Robbins. Economics is a science which studies human behavior, about the wants of the human, isn't it? Whatever is needed for a human person, in their daily life, as a relationship between ends and scarce. Ends means wants and scarce means the shortage. At present, the students need mobile for their online class or a laptop, isn't it? So when there is a scarcity, when the shortage is there, in a house, two students are learning means one person will get the mobile and the other person must use a laptop. Like that, they must do alternative uses. That is called as shortage. The scarce is called as shortage. I told an example for you. Next one, the major features of Robbins' definition are: ends refers to human wants. On the other hand, resources are means that go to satisfy the unlimited human wants, or limited or scarce in supply. Further, the scarce means are capable of having alternative uses. If you are in need and there is a shortage, means what you will do? You will move on to the next alternative use. If you are not getting a mobile at home for the online class, suppose your brother or sister is taking the mobile for their purpose, what do you have to move? You must move on to the laptop or something other else, isn't it? That is called as alternative uses. Next one, the criticism of Robbins' scarcity definition. Criticism means the negative points of an definition. Robbins does not make any distinction between goods conducive to human welfare and goods that are not. He is not considering that human wants the goods, okay? And next one, he is only focusing on the theory of resource allocation, and he does not think anything about the economic growth and development. What are the crucial decisions involving in what is produced? That means the first concept of economics is production, distribution, exchange, and consumption, isn't it? The production is made by the industrialist or businessman for the purpose to satisfy the human wants, isn't it? So what is to be produced? What is produced? Whether to produce more food, clothing, and housing, or to have more luxury goods. That means whether to produce food, clothing, housing, or luxury goods. We need only food, clothing, housing, or only, isn't it? Luxury goods are not needed at present situation in the pandemic period and normal life itself also. Whether to have more agriculture goods or industrial goods. So whether we need food, agriculture goods or industrial goods, we need only agriculture foods, isn't it? We respect the farmers. Whether to use more resources in education and health or to use more resources in military services. If the government is asking whether we must focus on the education and health or on the military sources, what we will tell, what we will decide as a normal person, we will decide we need only education and health, isn't it? Whether to have more consumption goods or have investment goods. Consumption goods means what you buy in daily life and you use it, isn't it? For example, I will tell you, petrol you need in your consumption life, goods as a consumption good daily in your life. For putting with the vehicle, for the vehicle, and you will use it. Investment goods means for purchasing a good gold. Gold you will buy and keep it inside the locker or inside the cupboard, isn't it? So that which one you will be using most? The consumption goods, isn't it? Next one, whether to spend more on basic education or higher education. In this case, the basic education will lift up us to the higher education, 11th standard, 12th standard, UG, PG, doctorate, like that your lifestyle will increase by your qualification, isn't it? Explain different types of economic activities. As I told you, economic activities, 4 types are there. That is consumption, production, exchange, and distribution. The first one is production, isn't it? Consumption is given there, but the first purpose is to satisfy the human wants. Production. Production is the process of transformation of inputs into output. Input into output means, this is a word important there. The raw materials are insisted in the business. The industrialist put it as input and it brings out the product. And you will get the output is called as the income in economics. Inputs means the investment, the raw materials are the inputs by the businessman. And the output is called as profit. Next one we will see about the distribution. Distribution means production is the result of the coordination of factors of production. How the products are distributed from the industries, that is wholesalers to the retailers, the shopkeepers, and then to the consumers. How it has been sent? Buying and selling, isn't it? That is called as exchange of money. Exchange is concerned with the price determination in different market forms, that is by money. And lastly, about the consumption. Consumption means human wants coming under consumption is the starting point of economic activity. Since we need a product, a mobile, a laptop or a car, the producer is producing for the purpose of us to satisfy the human wants. That is called as consumption. So these are the types of economic activities. Elucidate different features of services. That is, features of services means we saw, isn't it? Goods and services are combined together. They are implied together. That is, a good product, a thing will have a service. That is mean updating. If you get any product, you will update, isn't it? Your gadget, electrical appliances, everything you will update. It will be in the latest modern, latest technology. First one, the point for features of services, it is that it is intangible, means it is invisible. Intangible things are not physical objects but exist in connection to other things. But today the intangible things are converted and stored into tangible items. That is, a song is recorded in a pen drive, so you know there is a song in the pen drive. How? Can you view that? No. Isn't it? How it is saved? You don't know. But it is there, the song we can hear. They are marketed as a good. So the service is converted, will be related as marketed as a good. Next one, heterogeneous. Heterogeneous means double. A single type services yields multiple experiences. A single type services yields multiple experiences called as heterogeneous. And next one, inseparable from their makers. Services are inextricably connected to their makers. That is, any product will have a serviceman, isn't it? For example, any electrical gadgets or anything, whatever you buy in your house, you need a service at the time when it is repair or for updating. Next one is perishable. Perishable means services cannot be stored as inventories like assets. For example, you can enjoy it. Example, a picture, a movie. You can enjoy the picture, it is nice. It's very happy to watch a movie. Action movie, thriller movie, all these things. Or a match, everything. Music programs. But you can't save it, isn't it? So, for example, services cannot be stored as inventories like assets. That is called as perishable. Next, we will move on to what are the important features of utility? What is utility? As I told you, utility means usefulness. Usefulness may be it has many natures. That is, it is psychological in nature. Are not equivalent to usefulness at times, isn't it? Utility is not the same as pleasure. Utility is personal and relative. Utility is a function of the intensity of human want. So, how to tell you? Psychological means usefulness is psychological, isn't it? When you use a brush or paste in the morning, it is psychological. As soon as you get up, you use for brush and paste for brushing, isn't it? Utility is not equivalent to usefulness. It is not equivalent to usefulness. Sometimes there will be no equivalent factors will be there. You will not be satisfied. Utility is not the same as pleasure. You don't get any pleasure in usefulness. If you are using a mobile but you are not happy. When you are playing a game in the mobile, you will be happy. When you see the online class, you will get bored, isn't it? So there is not the same as pleasure. Utility is personal and relative. And it is considered as what? Utility is a function of intensity of human want. The intensity of human want will be the function of usefulness. Utility is a subjective concept. It cannot be measured objectively and it cannot be measured numerically. For example, the data you are using for your online class. Utility has no ethical or moral significance. No ethical means no moral significance and ethical means no values. No values, no honesty, policy like that will be, nothing will be there. Next we will see the distinguish between microeconomics and macroeconomics. First we will see the microeconomic side, okay? That is, in microeconomics, it makes a decision making of the individual economic agents. Microeconomics is a decision making of individual economic agents such as producer and consumer. And next one, it deals with the small components of the whole economy. It deals with the small components of the whole economy. That means micro means small, isn't it? So it deals with the small components of the whole economy and it deals with the price discrimination. It deals with the price discrimination in the factors of producer and production. It is known as price theory. That microeconomics is known as price theory. It is concerned with the goals of individual consumers and producers only. And next we will move on to the next side, macroeconomics. Macroeconomics means it deals with the aggregates and average of the entire economy. Aggregates and averages of the entire economy, that is, it deals about the income, investments and savings. Next one, macroeconomics is of the whole as a economy. That is, it whole means macro means big, large, isn't it? So it deals with the large of the economy. It deals with the general price level in any economy. It is called as income theory. Macroeconomics is called as income theory. Lastly, it is concerned with the optimization of growth and process of the entire economy. That side, microeconomics deals only about the produce and consumer, but macroeconomics deals about the welfare of the growth and process of the entire economy. Economy means the society. Okay. Next, we will see about the positive economics and normative economics. Positive economics deals with what it is, that is accurate, deals with what is accurate, and it analyzes problem and on the basis of facts and examines the causes. Positive science would be looked into why and how. Two questions are there, that is why and how. An increase in money supply implies a price rise in an economy. So the inflation, increase in money means inflation. Next one, normative economics is a science concerned with what ought to be, that is what to be. It is not accurate. Here the conclusion and results are not based on facts but no different considerations. Normative science, it would be seen whether good or bad, and it sees only about the inflation, that is inflation means is better than deflation. Inflation means price level increasing. Deflation means the fall in the price level. So with this we stop in this lesson and we will continue in the next class. Thank you students. God bless you all. Stay safe, stay home, stay safe. Thank you students.